Henry Winkler.
We're all together. This is so wonderful. I have to stay in this box. Okay, I can't go over the box. Okay, so I'm Henry. I was born and raised in New York City. My heart lives there. My body lives in LA. I'm so happy that we're all together. This is amazing. When I was growing up, I had, a learning challenge. As some of you know, I've written books for younger people about my dyslexia, and I was told I would never achieve. I was called stupid, lazy, I was not living up to my potential, and my parents, very short German people, they had an affectionate phrase for me called, dummer Hund. And for those of you who don't speak German, that means dumb dog. Because they were just so supportive, these people. They were so lovely. And here's the thing, this is what I have learned in my life. You don't know how powerful you are. Now, some of you are in touch with your power. Some of you are afraid of your power. Some of you don't even know you've got it. I'm here to tell you, no hyperbole, you've got it. And you think to yourself, oh, I would like to try, I'd like to learn how to, and oh no, well, I'm too busy, I'm too old, I've got kids, and there is never a right time to try your dream, to try just something that you want to do. I'm telling you, that is, otherwise I wouldn't be here. There was a time in 2000, it was really difficult for me to get hired as an actor. You know, I did the Fonz, and I had a great time. We were on the sound stage, and the script said, your character goes to the mirror and combs his hair. And I made a promise to myself I would never comb my hair, because every actor who ever played someone like the Fonz always combed their hair. They always had a comb in their back pocket. So I said to the director, you know what, I'm going to do anything, I'll do it. I just can't comb my hair. And the director said, it says comb your hair, go to the mirror, comb your hair. So I went, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I walked to the mirror, I pulled out the comb, and I went, hey, look at that, I don't have to because it's perfect. So I was being true to myself and a professional. I was getting $1,000 a week. More money than I ever dreamed of. I thought, oh, I've got to listen to the director, but then that improv came out of me. I'm telling you, your imaginations are so big, your imaginations are so powerful that you can solve any problem that comes your way. You don't know how it, I don't know what I'm going to do, and I don't want to comb my hair now. I don't have to because it's perfect. And then that stayed in. And then, I had to say, we were sitting at the Cunningham table. This just came to me. And they asked me to say grace. And I thought, how would the Fonz say grace? With respect. Hey. Whoa. Went berserk. His name was Bill. He went crazy. I think he was like a pastor on Sunday. And really, and he said, you can't do that. That is disrespectful. And I said, what are you talking about? I filled it with love and respect, and I did it Fonz's way. It was the only time I ever really argued with a producer, and I think I wound up having to say some of the prayer, but I thought that filled it, So we were talking about not doing well in school. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Not doing well in school. I took geometry for 4 years. Same course. I took it in regular school. I took it in summer school. I took it in regular school, summer school. I finally passed geometry with a D- after 4 years. If I did not get that D-, I couldn't go to Emerson College, the one college that accepted me out of the 28 that I applied to. I wouldn't be able to go, but I got a D-. Can I just say, that was in August of 1963. From August 1963 until right this minute, not one person has ever said hypotenuse to me. So that is another lesson that I learned. We have to teach our children how they learn, not what we think they should learn. And let me just say to all of the young people, to everybody actually, but to people who are in school still, in this audience, let me say to you how difficult it is for you to learn has nothing to do with how brilliant you are. How you learn has nothing to do with how incredibly smart you are. And eventually, no one has ever said to me, what exactly did you get in English? What was your grade, in chemistry? Well, I didn't take chemistry because I was kicked out. I was also kicked off the soccer team because I couldn't play. I was kicked off the swimming team. I could swim. I made the brilliant choice of having breakfast before practice. So there was a little bit of a mess, and I was asked to leave the pool. Never to return. It's amazing. Here's the thing, the journey is so amazing, but you are all so powerful. We figure it out. Each time, I always think, oh my gosh, I'm kicked off the swimming team. My life is over. I went to Yale Drama School. There were 25 actors that started, 11 finished, 3 were asked into the professional company. I was one of those 3. I'm now making $172 a week, living my dream that I had when I was 7. I'm in the company, unbelievable. This is amazing. Then I went to another repertory theater in Washington, D.C. called the Arena Stage, a really fine theater. Except what I didn't know was that I was only hired as a time filler until the actor that the director wanted finished a movie. Then he came in and I was fired. And I thought, my career is over before it started. I got a $10 raise. I'm now getting $182 a week. Oh, and now I'm fired. I went to the director and I said, I've solved the monologue in the 3rd act. He said, you're fired. My brain turned to cream cheese. I heard from way, like on another continent, you're fired. My brain could not take the words in. I put my snow tires back in my car. I drove up the turnpike to New York, cried the entire way. And I thought, well, I'm never going to work. I was a negative thinker. So I wanted to beat the system. So I read, how are we doing so far? Is this interesting? Yeah. I just want to make sure. Because I never hear anybody else's panel, so I never know what you're supposed to say. You know? Or you could just kind of sit here and go, hi. So, so I was driving up the turnpike. I thought my life was over. Negative thinking, right? Negative thinking. Gurdjieff. He is an Armenian philosopher. And he writes with such complication because he does not want you to finish his book unless you understand him. So, I did not, because I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But I found a disciple of his, Ouspensky, and he wrote a very thick book. And this is the one thing I learned from Ouspensky. Really great. You have a negative thought. You're walking along toward your dream, a negative thought comes in, you finish that negative thought. It now becomes a thesis of negativity. All of a sudden, you stop going toward your dream, your head drops, your shoulders drop. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. So here, a negative thought comes into your mind, and you say out loud, I'm sorry, I've got no time for you now. People will look at you very strangely. But eventually it becomes a habit. You say, I'm sorry, I've got no time for you now. You take the negative out, you put in a positive. For me, it is a chocolate bundt cake. With melty chocolate chips. No icing. The positive thought is now in my mind. All of a sudden, your shoulders fly back, your head flies up, and you keep walking to your dream, and then you get to stand here and talk to you. Again, so simple, not so easy to do, gotta work on it, but it works. Don't put a period on the end of a negative thought. It will change the way that you breathe. I'm telling you, it's an amazing thing. An amazing thing. There are microphones are there microphones? Are there microphones? Does anybody have a question? Anybody want to get up to one of those microphones and ask me a question? There is nothing you can't ask me. There is nothing. Not one thing.
Should have been at the flash panel yesterday. Oh my God.
What is it that you would like to ask me that is not out of bounds? You cannot ask me that question. Yes, sir.
But my name is Josiah from the Infamous Ghost podcast, and my question to you is, what advice do you give to young directors coming up in this
Okay.
world?
All right. Advice to young directors. Number one, watch movies. Watch a lot of movies. Think about how you want to tell the story. Your job in the clearest, most emotional way is to tell a story for the largest number of people. Number two, comfortable shoes. As a director, you are on your feet most of the time, and patience. People, lots of people, 100 people, ask 100 questions just before lunch. And you have to say, no, I'll go with the pink. What do you think? I hired you because you're really good. You do it, and we will love it. That's my advice to a young director.
Okay. One more thing.
Come on, wait a minute.
Wait. Can I get a picture for the gram?
Great.
Can I get a picture for the gram?
No, wait a minute. No, I didn't know. No.
It's for the gram.
Of course you can.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
How are you, Mr. Winkler?
What is your name?
Ronan. I'm from Massachusetts.
That's a lovely place to be. I went to college, you know, at Emerson, the one place that took.
I did a tour there. I thought it was
You
wonderful.
did. You took a tour. Didn't decide to go. Huh?
I'm still deciding. Yeah. I'm here today with my dad.
Dad?
Yeah. He's
Hi,
right over
Dad.
there.
How are you, Pop? Nice to see you. I never liked my father. I would go nowhere with him. What is your question?
Well, my mom decided to stay. She couldn't make it, but yesterday we watched your movie, The One and Only,
The one and only.
which I know is kind of under your radar a little bit, but
Jimmy Kimmel's favorite movie.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We also like to fly fish. I flew fish with him. That's the past tense. In June, we were in the same boat. It made me so happy. What is your question?
Well, I just wanted to know what it was like making that movie, just anything
The one and
about
only?
it that you can share.
Well, I shot all day. Carl Reiner was brilliant. And I learned to wrestle at night. So as soon as we finished shooting, I went to a they made up a gym at Paramount, and I learned with Gene LaBelle. He taught me wrestling moves. And that was the second time in my life I was completely black and blue. I cannot play sports very well. I'm good at, fly fishing. It's not really beautiful, but I get my fish. But I learned to play softball with the Happy Days softball team. And I was the pitcher. That's all I could do. So people would hit the ball, it would come toward me. I couldn't catch it. I turned my body. I stopped the ball. I was black and blue for about 7 years. Thank you. Yes.
Hi there. I just want to say my
What is your name?
Ash.
Ash.
Yes. Hello.
Very, that's a strong name. You know what, in school, my professional name was Vic Avalanche. Ash.
Vic. First a statement, real quick, and then a question. But my stepfather won an Emmy for you, for Henry Winkler Meets Shakespeare. And I want to say thank you for giving me Tony DiGirolamo. He did the lighting design.
The lighting design.
But I want to say thank you.
We did it in Connecticut. It was a very important thing because I could not do Shakespeare. I'm so dyslexic, the iambic never met pentameter. But I love doing that show. Jeff Bleckner, who also went to the Yale Drama School, directed that. And so is he still alive? Is he still
Passed a few years ago.
Oh, he did. I'm so sorry.
But thank you for bragging rights as a teenager.
Wow.
But my real question is, how did the role of Principal Henry in Scream come to you?
Okay. So I was in Scream. Now I knew Wes Craven, and I had sushi with him every 3 weeks. And he is like he was, bless his soul, like an English professor. Very quiet, very well spoken. Little did you think that Freddy Krueger would come out of that place. And he said to me, I've got a small part in this movie I'm doing. Would you like to do it? I said, sure. So I went up to Santa Rosa and Petaluma, and we shot where I did Heroes, the movie Heroes, and I shot my Principal Henry pieces there. And then the company that produced the movie said, you're great, but you were the Fonz, and the Fonz will knock people out of the horror. They'll go, oh my goodness, it's the Fonz, and they'll forget that they're in a scary movie. Now they show it to the public for notes, it's a test screening. And everybody gets a card, And when my character came on the screen, I got applause. Same people who said, we're not putting your name on the movie, came and said, would you do press for the movie? You never know. You never know.
Thank you, Vic.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, hi.
Hi, my name is Meg, and I watched Better Late Than Never.
Oh, yeah.
And I wondered what it was like working with those. If
Okay,
it was as much
I'm
fun
going
as
to
it
give
looked
you
like.
an impression of George Foreman, heavyweight champion of the world. No matter what country we were in, no matter what time of day, starting at 7 in the morning until 12 at night, he sat down. And you'll notice in most of the scenes he is asleep. We took a cooking class in Korea together, and this is a large man, a very big boy, and he took a very small pepper, but I mean like that big, and he went, I can do this, and he took a bite. And it put him down. He was crying. I love him. Okay, Terry Bradshaw. Hey, America, hey, how are you doing? It's Terry. Okay, get over here. He put his arm around my neck, he pulled me in. I had a crick for like 5 days. Bill Shatner has read every book ever written by a human being. And he wants you to know what is on every page. Jeff Dye, it's a funny fellow. It was an experience I cannot even begin to tell you. In Thailand, we went to a preserve, and I met Natalie. Natalie was 15,000 pounds of elephant. And I looked up at her, and she looked down at me, and I went, Natalie, I know she doesn't speak English. She only understands Thai. I went, Natalie, I am so happy to meet you. And you felt this emotion come off this pachyderm. You felt her empathy. Whatever it is, I cried. I just stood there crying in front of Natalie. It was one of the most spectacular moments outside of the birth of my children. Oh my God. Oh my God. I loved it. And then the executive, bless her soul, who was finally fired at NBC, didn't get the show. Everybody across the country mentions that show to me. This young lady didn't get it. May she rest in peace in Montana.
Thank you.
A pleasure. Thanks, man. Hi.
Hi, Mr. Winkler. My name is Mark.
Hi, Mark.
I really enjoyed your role in Barry as Gene Cousineau, and I was curious, was that character based on any acting coaches from your
Well,
history, or do you have any
I had
stories?
14 teachers. I also read the notes. One of the producers' wives, he didn't have multiple. One of the producer's wife took a class and took notes. And I read the notes, and that is who it was based on. And this acting teacher, now, excuse me, I just burped. Okay. This acting teacher, you put money together. You're a barista. You have more than one job. You're trying to pay your rent. You're trying to buy food. And you got to go to acting class. And this guy did paintings. And he wanted his students to buy his paintings. If you look up asshole in the... right there. He defines, oh my God. Yes.
Hi, Mr. Winkler. My name is Lindsay. I'm from Chesterton, Indiana. And I've discovered to now that you were in a movie called Punks.
I did Punks. I played the bad guy. I had a wonderful time. I had to wear a pack on my back. and I had to dance around in one scene. And you know, you do one scene many, many, many times from different angles, other people's point of view, though something went wrong with the camera. I was really beat up by that pack. But I love doing that movie.
I also discovered that your former co-star, Randy Quaid, is here today.
Randy Quaid, he is here today. I have not seen Randy Quaid in 40 years. We did not, but I'm going to see him today because he's here.
Well, my question is, throughout your career as an actor, do you have a favorite role?
I don't have a favorite role because I dreamt of doing what I'm doing. I mean, I would lie in bed and I just couldn't get it out of my mind. And I'm so appreciative that I get to do what I do still. I don't have a favorite.
Okay, well,
No. They're just like I've written 39 children's books. And with my writing partner. Now, here's a good example. I didn't think I could write a book. When it was first brought to me as an idea, I said, no, I can't do that. 39 books later, I wrote with Lynn Oliver, is my partner. And the next one comes out October 14th. It's called Detective Duck. A little duckling who's on a pond in New Hampshire. She dreams about being a detective, and she's ecologically aware. Hi.
Hi. I have a very serious question for you.
And I have a very serious answer.
Do you like pancakes or waffles?
I'm still thinking. Pancakes. I love pancakes. Smothered in butter.
Ew.
More syrup than you can possibly imagine. And really fresh, crispy strips of bacon. I would not throw waffles out of bed, but I really like pancakes. Yes, sir.
So when I think of Henry Winkler, I think of like Hollywood's nice guy. I think a lot of people probably agree you got this reputation somehow. I was just wondering how you think you got that reputation and like how do you feel about it?
Well, that's interesting. So people think or say he's the nicest guy in Hollywood. You know what? I don't think about that. I think that I am grateful. I think I'm grateful to be on the earth. I think that I enjoy being alive. I love being in this room with all of you. I don't think of being nice. Yes.
Hi. I'm Peter from Madison, Wisconsin. I was wondering if you'd tell us about the first and only time you rode a motorcycle on Happy Days.
Yes. So, there is a law in the Torah. Short Jews do not ride motorcycles. And I just kept the tradition going. I'm so dyslexic, I never knew the speed and the thing and the boom and the bim and the gears. So I have to ride the motorcycle about 5 feet just to move it forward. They show me what to do. I'm holding on to the gear shift, I'm holding on to the brake, and I move it, except I forget the gear shift and I just push the speed. And I jump forward and I go racing toward the director of photography who jumps out of the way. I put the bike down, I slide under the truck. They come running. Oh my God, is the bike okay? Because we've rented it. I do believe it was the same bike that Steve McQueen used to jump the fence in The Great Escape. And I'm telling you, he was my action hero. I loved him to death. And so I felt very cool.
I would be scared to death.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm from Random Lake, Wisconsin. And I myself have written a couple of children's books, so I want to hear a little bit more of your experience, how you started doing it,
Okay,
and how you got the idea, things
Let
like
me
that.
tell you that we write mostly about Hank Zipser. Hank Zipser is me. And here's the greatest compliment that I probably have ever gotten outside of my family. Kids all over the world come to me and say, how did you know me so well? Because we are all the same. Everybody's got some sort of challenge. You know, and I don't know how this has happened. I'm not going to go too far into this subject. How did this country, the greatest country in the world, how did we get so divided where you can't even have another point of view? I just am thinking this over here. You're thinking that over there. You want to kill me because I'm thinking this over here? It is crazy. It is just crazy. I will tell you, when you write your books, you write what you know, and because we are all the same, people will read your book and go, oh my goodness, I identify with that. That's my thought.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we're at time right now.
Say it again?
Unfortunately, we're at time for the panel right now.
No! Come on, I'm right. I am so sorry, I did not hear.
I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Anime King Nick, Chaos Draco, the Arctic Operator, Dig Wyron, Tim Rage, Roderick Hare, Miguel Ortiz, Let's Talk Sports, Papillon Oger, Roderick Ham, Jason Marazes, Willie Maloney, Louis Cairns, Solima Ramirez, Danny Nascimento, Skird, Stephen Heffelman, and Thomas Franco. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. You can also become a member. Please join the fan club support team right now. We have a Blue Ranger power-up and a Gold Ranger power-up. This is an awesome way to talk with the fans, join a fan club official chat group. You can also be featured in our videos. At the end of the videos, I will shout you out. That's if you get the Gold Ranger power-up membership. Go check it out. Go support the fan club. We love you guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.